On Alibaba, I would love your take. Is it focused on Jack Ma and Alibaba, or does, broadly speaking, technology in China have a big problem?
Hey, David, thank you. So it is our belief that this is not really targeting at any specific organization or even big tech as the industry. Rather, it's targeting as a single individual. It seems like there's not enough oxygen in a room for two bosses. Monopoly, it's a strict legal term, really up to the interpretation of the regulators. And in China, we know that regulator is tied to the party. So you are what the party says you are. So whether you are monopoly or not, it is really beyond the point here. So I think the government has already formed a committee, and they went on site to both Alibaba as well as Ant Financial, and they tried to make the process very swift. And according to the development of the especially last 2 days, it seems like the government wants to shape the message in a relatively gentle way. And it's aware that big tech is critical to the strategic vision of China in terms of the next 15 years development. It certainly doesn't want to overstep into the private sector. Therefore, it definitely does not want to discourage the entrepreneurship in the economy. It doesn't want to discourage the formation of the next generation innovations that allow China to move up the value chain in the global tech scene and to compete with the U.S. Specifically. So in this case, I would want to say our conclusion is that Beijing versus big tech is significantly different from, say, for example, U.S. versus Google, Amazon, Facebook, etc. So here it's a political as well as legal process that invites public opinions. But in China, the verdict is already made before the announcement of investigation is made. So this is the difference.
June, so, I mean, I followed Jack Ma closely. He has been more outspoken, certainly, than most, if any, other CEOs in China that I can think of. Is this simply then a reprisal against his willingness in the past, at least, to criticize the regulators and a way to make sure that he doesn't talk again?
Possibly. I mean, he's certainly a very charismatic and, with great English skills, well loved by the West medias like you, as well as Wall Street. So, but then in China, you got to understand, no matter how much money you have and how much influence you have on international stage, Jack Ma is not exactly in the power structure of the CPC. So therefore, you are always going to beneath the parties. So the party is above the law, and you are beneath the party. So I think Beijing wants to send that message to him in a forceful way, but it doesn't want to target or crack down any possible, big ideas and, new innovations, whether it's in internet or it's in like social media, the chip development. I think what's going to happen, what we will see is that the government will try to play a role in Ant Financials and try to give some guidance and work with the private sector to shape the strategy as to what specific verticals that the gigantic data company, artificial intelligence fintech companies should focus on, as opposed to what the company identify as the most immediate monetization opportunities.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.